fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Porchlight Letters podcast number 2490. Today we're going to be talking about the witnesses can be just as valuable. The witnesses on a document is often more important than the person signing it. But you never thought, did anybody say that? A witness can provide the missing link in your family history. They can confirm relationships, connections, and places and times that help build the bigger picture. I have to tell you, witnesses have helped me knock down brick walls like you wouldn't believe. There's oftentimes we come up against brick walls. We can't move forward. We're having trouble going sideways. And sometimes I tell you to go sideways to the siblings to see if there is any clues in there that can help you go to the next step on your up on your tree, the next level of generate the next generation. And sometimes we do have to go sideways. And sometimes we're like, well, who are the sideways people? Look at the witnesses on documents, things like marriage certificates, land deeds. Have a look there to see who is on there. Because when people look at genealogy records, they usually focus on the main name, the bride, the groom, the landowner. And they often people listed in the census, the ancestor signing the document. But experienced genealogists know something important. Witnesses can be just as valuable. A witness on a marriage certificate, will, land record, or legal document was often a relative, a sibling, a close friend, a neighbor, an in-law, or someone connected to the family in a meaningful way. If they were signing the will, this is important to note, if they were signing the will, they could not be anybody named in the will, and they could not be directly related to the person who the will was for. So they had to get a neighbor, a friend to sign it. And it had to be somebody who was not named in the will and somebody who was not a relative of the person whose will it was. Yes, they were very strict about that. I don't know if they still have those laws in place today, but they were in place for a very long time. If they are still in effect, then they're still in effect. But on a marriage certificate, it can be a relative, a sibling, a close friend, a neighbor, an in-law, or someone connected to the family in a meaningful way. The same with a land record or legal document. But wills were the only exception, that they couldn't be a relative and they were not allowed to be named in the will. Conflict of interest. Those names can provide critical clues when research hits a dead end. There was one couple I was searching in Canada, and I found a copy of their wedding certificate with the signatures all on it. And there was a husband and wife had been a witness, and there were two sets of husband and wives that had been witnesses. And I'm looking at the last name. One of the last names was the groom's last name. The second couple had a different name that wasn't mentioned on the document anywhere at all. So the one that had the groom's last name, we found out was the brother and his bride. So I thought, I wonder if the other couple is her sister and husband, because their name didn't match anybody else's. And so we went looking, went hunting, and sure enough, it was the sister and her husband that signed that particular marriage certificate. So two couples, one was brother of the groom and the sister-in-law of the groom, and the other one was the sister of the bride and her husband or brother-in-law to the bride. So we're able to get that. Did that help undo some brick walls? Oh, yeah. It helped tremendously in getting some brick walls undone, because we were able to confirm the family relationships. We were able to find the bride's, the sister's wedding records, and from that we were able to get more information that wasn't on the marriage certificate for the person we were actually looking at. But names can provide critical clues when research hits a dead end. Absolutely, totally, and utterly agree with that. When you hit a brick wall, start going sideways. Start looking at who's the witness on these documents, who's signing these documents. A witness might confirm family relationships, reveal maiden names. There are some that I've come across where I did not know the bride's maiden name, and because the marriage certificate I had was her second marriage. So on the marriage certificate, it had her first married name, not her maiden name. And of course, on there she put spinster. She didn't put that she was divorced or a widow or anything like that. She put spinster, which totally threw a spanner in the works anyway. So if you come across something where it's got spinster written there and you can't find any records for that person, it could be is actually her first married name, and she has lied on the records to say that she was a spinster. Look to see who the witnesses are. We found her real maiden name because her sister had signed as a witness with her maiden name. You can connect to family branches. You can help distinguish between people with similar names. You can lead to entirely new discoveries. Well, especially when we found out that one of the witnesses was the bride's sister, and the one that was the witness had signed under her maiden name, not her married name, because she wasn't married. Wasn't married at that point, but she was of age where she could be a witness for a wedding. And so once we found that maiden name, we had a whole new tree just go before us. It was wonderful. Sometimes the key to solving a family mystery is not the main person on the document at all. It is that extra name written quietly in the corner down the bottom of somewhere at the bottom of the document. There'll be some signatures there for the witnesses. And genealogy teaches us to pay attention to details others may overlook. What is it? It is, I am a huge fan of Lee Childs and his character, Jack Reacher. And Jack Reacher is always saying, details matter. They do matter, even in genealogy. They matter. Every signature, every person listed on the document, how are they related to the main person on that document? So when you come across a marriage certificate and you've got witness signatures there, how are they related to the bride and groom? Are they even related? Could they be a close family friend? You have to do the research and find out. And because in family history research, every name matters. It's in the details. All details. When you're looking at a certificate, look at every single handwritten word on there. I mean, you can look at all the type stuff where they basically fill in the blanks. Look at that to get the context, and then look at everything that is handwritten or signed or anything like that to see who signed it, how are they related. Let's go have a look and do a little deep diving into witnesses. Yeah, they can provide missing links in your family history. They can help knock down brick walls. So get in there with those. Go pull out all those marriage certificates that you have on file. Go through, look for any witness's signature. Even on a death certificate, who provided the information? There's on Brad's death certificate, it's got a little box down there I had to fill in, and it says who's providing this information. I had to put write my name there, had to sign my name, and I had to put how I was related to the deceased. I put their spouse. What did I put? Wife. I either put wife or spouse. So people knew that it was coming from a very close person to the deceased in years to come when they go looking for that stuff. But sorry, I just got really itchy face all of a sudden. Ugh. Maybe I've eaten something I'm allergic to. Oh, we'll figure it out later on. But yes, have a look in those places. Who is signing the witness? Who is witnessing the documents? Check those. You never know. They could be the person they could be that dynamite you need to knock down a brick wall or at least punch a hole through it. So definitely keep an eye on those witnesses. They are very important. They may not seem important. Oh, yeah, they just witnessed a thing. But who are they? How are they related? Are they a close family friend? Are they a sibling? Are they an aunt or an uncle? Found those in there. I've found those as well in there as well. I've had aunts and uncles that have signed. Grandparents have signed in place of I've seen grandparents signing marriage certificates as well, or the marriage license as a witness. You never know. You never know who's going to be signing documents. So make sure you check those documents. Check every single signature on there. Check all the names that are on there. And just go have fun with it. So if you want to set up a time with looking at documents for witnesses and stuff, just go up here and scan the QR code and book a 30-minute discovery call with us, and let's get those brick walls knocked down. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konara.